Section 2.4, Kirchhoff's laws. The first one is Kirchhoff's current law, and KCL for short. This law states that the average sum of current entering a node or a closed boundary is 0. For example, in the graph on the left side, and we can find there are two currents. Some of them are entering the node, and some of them are leaving this node. And we can get an equation such as I1 minus I2 plus I3 plus I4 minus I5 equals 0. And for the second situation is a closed boundary, and we can find the graph on the right side. And we get a closed boundary in a part of the circuit, and we can also use this equation to represent the relationship between the currents. And mathematically, we can get this equation. The sum of n equals 1 to capital N equals 0, where n means the current entering a node or a closed boundary. The second Kirchhoff's law is Kirchhoff's voltage law, and KVL for short. KVL states that the average sum of all voltages around a closed path or loop is 0. For example, in this circuit, we can find just only one loop, and we can choose a direction which is clockwise direction, and we can add all the voltages in the loop together, and we get minus V1 plus V2 plus V3 minus V4 plus V5 equals 0. That is KVL. Mathematically, the sum of Vm from m equals 1 to capital M equals 0, where Vm means the voltage of an element in a loop. Now let's have a look at this example. Determine I and VO in the circuit shown in this figure. And we know it's a loop, so we can use KVL, and we can get this equation: minus 12 plus 4 times I, which is the voltage across the resistors 4 ohms, plus 2 times VO minus 4 plus 6 times I equals 0. And we get VO equals minus 6 times I. And finally, we can calculate the I and the VO, and we get I equals minus 8 amperes, and VO equals 48 volts. Now another example. Find current IO and voltage VO in the circuit. And the first step, we can use KVL to the node A, and we can get this equation: 3 plus 0.5 multiplied by IO equals IO. And we can calculate IO as 6 amperes. And for the 4 ohm resistor, we can use Ohm's law, and we get VO equals 4 times IO equals 24 volts. This is the end of this section.